Macquarie Harbour, it was in the pouring rain. None of us quite sure if we would see England again. Some film muttered death or liberty. There were 6 of us together, a jolly hungry crew. And as the days went by, you know, our hunger quickly grew. Some fool muttered death or liberty. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. Wondering, trying to keep ourselves alive. And when the sun it rose next morning, well, at 6 it turned to 5. And I said, right, there's another one, don't you frown. Shoot the meat and hold it down. It's a tale they won't believe when I get down to Hobart Town. Well, the 5 of us were nervous, and I tell you that's a fact. But you should have seen the bastard who was carrying the axe. He was a sick man, he had murder in his heart. And then we reached the Franklin River, and it took 2 days to cross. We were wet and almost starving, and for food we're at a loss. We were hungry men with murder on our minds. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. And they were making noises the death could not ignore. And when the sun came up next morning, well, at 5 it turned to 4. And I said, right, there's another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's a tale they won't believe when I get down to Hobart Town. Well, the 4 of us kept marching to a place called Western Tears, a country full of tasty game. For us it lent no cheer. We had no guns, we were traveling without hope. But the axe it loomed so ominous. God's hand was at play. For a sick man is a type of game which cannot run away. So stay easy, my good man, your time's at hand. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. I can't say that I feel guilty, 'cause after all it wasn't me. But when the sun came up next morning, when I thought it turned to 3, and I said, right, there's another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's a tale they won't believe when I get down to Hobart Town. The 3 of us kept moving, but one was sinking fast. He'd been bitten by a snake, and you could see he would not last. So stay easy, my poor man, your time's at hand. Then when he could march no longer, his time was there at last. We were far too weak to carry him. Subsistence, it comes first. Stay easy, my good man, your time's at hand. So that night we made fires out of twigs and out of bark, and our stomachs they were rumbling all through the night so dark. It was a messy job, but it was one we had to do. And when the sun came up next day, guess what? The 3 had turned to 2. And I said, right, there's no one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's a tale they won't believe when I get down to Hobart. Been looking at me funny, sort of eyeing me for days. And you would not need to be too bright to know that bastard's ways. He was a sick man, he had murder in his heart. But even bastards have to rest, and even bastards have to sleep. And when he was in the land of Nod, straight over I did creep. And the axe that he had wielded now was mine. So that night I made the fire out of twigs and out of bark, and my stomach, it kept rumbling all through the night so dark. I can't say that I enjoyed it, it wasn't exactly fun. But when the sun came up next morning, well, I 2 it turned to 1. And I said, right, there's another one, don't you frown. Chew the meat and hold it down. It's a tale they won't believe when I get down to Hobart Town. Down to Hobart Town. my history is a pack of lies, as any fool can tell. So when I got down to Hobart Town, I told my story well. But do you think they would believe one word I said? For they thought that I was covering for my mates still at large. Said they'd be roaming in the bush so wild and free. Back to old Macquarie Harbour they sent me. But I remembered the fires made of twigs and made of bark, and my stomach it kept rumbling all through the night so dark. And this young fool he just said to me, hey, it's liberty or death. And he looks a rather tasty one, but this time I'll go up and I'll sing it. Right, there's another one, don't you fry to the left, hold it down, it's a time I believe. When I get down, when I get down, when I get down to Hobart Town.
Suddenly I see a stroll through customs. You're wearing shades, your hair is red. It used to be light brown. I nearly didn't recognize you, then my heart unwound. I see you got the same old wall. A man is sticking close to you. You're both wearing Italian shoes and diamonds. He looks so satisfied, a little on the glossy side, he's smiling. You change the country where you live, you change your second name, the photo on your passport, but one thing you can't change, I see you got the same old wall. The same old wall, you even got the same old door. Let's break the bread and pull the cord. Alex says to say hello. He would have come but had to go to practice. Things are much the same round here. You know, we've just both fallen for the same actress. I'm still working on the projects. I got my books at night. I woke up at the table.